ordinary faithfulness is the place for God's extraordinary favor. But Zacharias and Elizabeth were just two ordinary people. They weren't prominent. They weren't famous. They weren't rich. They weren't of any notoriety whatsoever. They were just two people faithfully trying to serve God where God had planted them. Zacharias and Elizabeth were faithful in the place where God had placed them. So it wasn't a life of notoriety. It wasn't a life of grandeur or splendor or extravagance. But it was a good life. It was a good life, the two of them just serving the Lord, with the exception of one glaring issue. Zacharias and Elizabeth had no children. And that brings up an important truth. A blameless life doesn't guarantee a painless life. In other words, following Jesus, making the decision, I'm going with Jesus. I believe he died for my sins on the cross, rose again on the third day. The idea of that or doing that does not put us in some sort of Jesus bubble where nothing bad can ever happen in our life, no adversity can ever come into our life. And let's face it, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? But it just doesn't work that way. But Zacharias and Elizabeth are just trying to do it right. They're just trying to honor the Lord with their lives, and still there's this glaring, painful adversity in their life. They had no children, and they wanted children. And the truth simply means that walking with God through life doesn't mean that there won't be some potholes along the way.